Welcome to the Sex, Money, and Real Estate Podcast, the show for real estate couples about how to close more deals in the bedroom. My name is Bill Jameson.
And I'm Nancy Jameson.
And each week we deep dive into juicy, intentional, sexy conversations, sharing with you what it takes to create balance in your intimate relationships and your real estate business. Thank you so much for being here. Shall we begin?
Hey, baby.
What's up, baby?
Oh my gosh.
What's going on?
I appreciate the excitement. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
Okay, so we're gonna dive right in today.
Awesome. I'm Nancy Jameson.
I'm Bill Jameson.
And this is Sex, Money, Real Estate Podcast. It's the show that gives realtors permission to believe the successful balance of their intimate relationship and business is not only possible, it's the J.A.M.
It is the J.A.M.
And remember that intimate relationship is you. It always begins with you. And from you, it goes out. So, the other thing about our Raw and Empowering podcast, my love, is that it's a way for us to share our story, our resources, our experiences, the tools, all of those things for other mega real estate agent couples to increase their emotional and financial peace. And I love that. I love being in service to others. So
nice.
yes.
Yes, you do. You do great at it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Cool. We start off every episode with a little bit of magic.
Mm-hmm.
That magic being how you or me or others, our ability to influence ourselves, others, and life in an empowering way is how we really define magic.
Absolutely.
Empowering.
Yeah, empowering.
And so tell me what empowering actions have happened with you, for you, along with you in the last few days.
Well, I think what's beautiful is that we have Stacy on board now. And so we're entering, I guess it'll be 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? Gosh, it's really kind of like time has flown.
Mm-hmm.
And so her first week in business, she wrote over $2 million in contracts.
Isn't that crazy?
And yes, it is wonderful. And I love how she is experiencing that. I enjoy being able to share in the abundance with her on that and, assist her with giving her the referrals and, just again, the ability to be in all of that energy of the contracts and the experience and the clients. And we're getting really great feedback from our clients about her. So
we really are.
I just really appreciate that for the clients, obviously for us and for Stacy. So yes, it's been lovely and amazing.
Awesome.
July is going to be nuts.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Cool. I'm complete.
Yes. Awesome. Snap, snap, snap. Nice job.
Snap.
Yes. My magic is some shared magic with you, baby. We got to have a date night with our youngest. And it was
not so young anymore.
He's really not.
He's 13 and a half.
And he's tall.
He's delicious.
Getting taller by the
I
second.
love him.
Yeah, Lucas is our youngest, who is not so young anymore. And we enjoy hanging out with the boys together. We enjoy hanging out with the boys separately, as in just having like a date, a date with one of them at a time. Yep. And last night we had the honor of hanging out with Lucas for most of the night. When it was just so much fun. I had so much fun.
Oh my gosh, it was a blast. It was a blast. So, you may or may not know, but many of you do know that Lucas has been in chef school for 5 years now. And so he enjoys like the restaurants and the busyness and the zhuzh of it and the plating and the service aspect of it and all the different glassware and the colors and the sauces and the tastes and the textures and the just all of the niceties about going out to a restaurant and tasting delicious food. So one of his favorite foods is seafood.
Yes.
And so we took him to a restaurant called The Optimist, which is a Ford Fry restaurant here in Atlanta. It's literally one of our favorite restaurants.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've been wanting to take him there for a really long time. And of course, Rex just had his birthday. So he's out doing his thing with his auntie and uncle. And it allowed us the space to have this time with Lucas. And it was just so beautiful.
Yep.
Food was outstanding.
It was
Service
amazing.
was outstanding.
Yeah.
Alex was great. Alex was our server. He was awesome. So yeah, just really beautiful.
That's my magic.
Did I hijack your magic?
A little bit.
I did not. I added to it.
You did.
I multiplied it.
Thank you for multiplying.
Is there anything else that you want to say?
I'm complete.
About your magic with Lucas?
No, we're good. That kind of covered it. Thank you.
Awesome. So what's the meat? What's the meat of this podcast? What are we talking about today?
If you can't beat the fear, just do it scared.
Ooh.
You picked that up somewhere, right?
I know. I love that. That really caught my eye. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like this is a new, like this is something. I mean, it's just such like a refreshing perspective on things, like just to recontextualize that whole conversation.
Absolutely.
And so I don't know who said it. It was either Will Smith or Glennon Doyle Melton. I looked it up just to make sure that I gave credit appropriately.
Right.
And either way, we love this message so much. So
yeah, I mean, you and I have had this conversation in the past around, being getting comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And so, seeing this come up, if you can't beat the fear, just do it. It just resonated because
do it scared,
or do it scared.
Like, just do it. Like it's okay to be scared.
You're right. It really resonated because, that's how, we just did a podcast on moving forward, and so, sometimes moving forward is doing it scared. Well, most of the time it really is doing it scared.
Absolutely. And, what I love about this is it really highlights that fear is not your opponent. Like fear is part of you. It's an intrinsic part of you. It serves a purpose. It is there. It's just a part of you. And so, yes, of course, fear is always going to be there, especially when you're attempting to do something new or something that you haven't done before. And, yes, it stops us in its tracks. And a lot of times it's paralyzing. And so what this message is telling us is that instead of attempting to get rid of the fear, to decide to just do it anyway and to do it scared instead. Like just be in relationship with the fear and go, okay, cool. Like I'm scared and I know this is, this may be painful or this may be what it is. And yet I choose to do it anyway. It's so liberating. It's so liberating.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like, fear, a lot of times the reason fear comes up is, because it's that little monkey mind, that it wants to keep you safe, and so, by keeping you safe, you may not make that either that baby step or even the leap forward to do whatever the next, best thing is for you. And so that monkey mind can really keep you stifled. Oh yeah.
Very stuck. Yeah. Paralyzed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In your thoughts, in your actions, in your relationships, it is definitely something. So, so the fear comes up. So working on that relationship to fear, knowing that you're not going to die, taking that next step, making that next phone call, jumping out of that airplane with the parachute, you're not, it's all things that liberate you to show you that you are capable of doing more than you think you are. So it's just beautiful. I mean, you're never going to, like you said, you're never going to get rid of fear. So, ultimately working on your relationship to it is going to elevate you more than anything else. At the end of the day too, if you think about it, the things that you fear the most are probably the things you need to be doing anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember who said that. However, I've definitely hardwired that in, is like the thing whatever the thing is that you fear the most is the very thing that you need to be doing. Like the only way around it or the only way through it is through it. Like there is no around, there is no circumventing, there is no, no, you got to go through it. Like, and that's the whole component of decide, because decide means, to side means, to cut off all other options. And, so when you decide, you are literally deciding and making a choice, and there is no plan B. So the whole component of doing it scared was the part that I was like, yeah, of course. Like, of course. So, in our life coach and mentor Day Adioba says you condition your mind and your body to move through it, even though you don't want to move through it. Like, even though you're afraid, like just relating to the fear, okay, cool, I'm scared and I'm going to do it anyway, because by doing that, you're hardwiring in the belief that you can count on yourself in the face of any and all circumstances. And I think that's huge. Again, relate that to anything in your life.
That's beautiful. I love that. And you know, what Day is saying and what I've experienced is that, you know, especially from the physicality point, like you start doing a few things here and there, you know, where there's some physicalness, jumping up, it could be anything, jumping up to a bar or
squat
holds or whatever that brings up fear in you on the physical aspect. Well, you start breaking through those in the physicality of it, then, you know, you can also start having those same breakthroughs because it'll directly translate to the mentality of it.
Yes. Well, then that's the thing. That's what, you know, we were like, oh my gosh, because what happens is once you've done the thing that you're afraid to do, I mean, what's the first thing that comes up is like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad.
Right. That's true. It really is the first thing you say.
Like I made such a big freaking deal about that. Yep. Oh, well, I can do that again. Or, oh, I can go on that roller coaster ride again. Or I can do that pull up, or I could do that, you know. So just, again, apply it to anything because it's what happens. I mean, you know, of course, not 100% of the time, but generally speaking, that's what happens. So what, if you think about this concept, like where we were afraid to do something, yet even though we were scared to do it, we pulled the trigger anyway. What comes up for you around that? Like, what are some examples?
I mean, I do think about, like, you know, you and I went skydiving on our 4th anniversary, and so that comes up. All over again. Yes, we did, and that was amazing. But you know, I mean, that was definitely like one of those physical things where I was like, "What the?"
Yeah,
you know?
Like there's no going back now. I mean, I guess we didn't have to jump out of the plane, but
no, we chose to move through it. It's really, you know, with some assistance. Yeah, you know, or, you know, from a business standpoint, like, you know, when we hired our first assistant.
Oh yeah, I was
like, man, I mean,
very scary.
I am taking on another life. I felt like we were having another kid. Really,
it was very scary.
You know, like, you know, a salary to pay and
responsibilities and business to give them. Make sure we keep them busy. Yeah, no, that was definitely very scary.
Being a boss and being in a relationship from that standpoint. You know, and, you know, I think that from a maturity standpoint, we're a little bit different at that when we did that. But yet I remember all those feelings for sure. I was like, Mother of God, we're taking on another life right now. This is crazy.
Absolutely.
But, you know, the same thing though, like for you, right? I mean, you were in corporate for a long time. I mean, you know, the 9 to 5 and
it wasn't 9 to 5.
It wasn't, but you know what I'm saying?
It was 90 hours a week is what it was.
But you went from getting a paycheck to what?
Right. From paycheck to commission. So it was like this nice, cushy job, you know, crazy cool bennies and 100% commission. Yeah.
It's scary.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, not knowing it like is that much about the business and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a fast learner.
Yes, you are.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, you know, having conversations around having multiple partners and then, you know, jumping into the abundant love, you know, was definitely a thing that was scary and fantastic and scary and scary and scary all at one time.
For sure. Absolutely. Yep. Did it anyway. You know, you got to.
Anyway.
Let's relate to this.
And have learned so much.
Yep.
So, having kids.
Getting married.
Yes, absolutely. Talk about taking on another life, right? How about staying married? Is that scary?
Staying married is scary sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I mean, there's no manual for this.
Especially when I put on my Jason mask.
Oh my gosh. What?
Wait, you like that? Never mind.
That's a whole nother episode.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that could be a good episode.
That's funny.
How we dress up.
That's funny. So, you know, we want to hear from you guys out there, our listeners.
Yes.
You know, what's scary for you, or what's been scary that you've moved through, or what's so scary right now that you're freaking paralyzed, you know, and maybe we can help.
Yeah, maybe we'll give you a little push.
Maybe we can help give you a little push for sure.
So DM us at Sex Money Real Estate on Instagram. Of course, email us, sexmoneyrealestate@gmail.com. And y'all know where to find us for sure.
Yeah. And if not, old man Google. He knows where we are. So cool. So thanks for tuning in for this quick one. We appreciate it.
Yep.
And we'll see you on the other side.
Awesome. Yes. Be sure to join us again next week when we discuss our next breakdown of breakthrough story.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to have our next guest over and do the B2B story. So it'll be very thrilling and exciting, I'm sure. So tune in.
See ya.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, what a show. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're inspired, we ask that you share the podcast with one person and subscribe and follow the show. I'm Bill Jameson.
And I'm Nancy Jameson.
And remember, it's a great life.
Quick note about the Sex, Money, and Real Estate podcast. We are not doctors or licensed therapists. We are a joyous, abundant, and mature couple passionately sharing our story of growth around sex, money, and real estate. Our thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are our own, so please consult your doctor, healthcare provider, or your broker regarding any questions or issues you have related to your physical or mental health or specific state laws regarding your real estate business.